Africa, welcome to another class of wisdom. And today I want us to talk about a very sensitive issue or topic that many tend to misunderstand. I'm not sure if it's intentional or unwittingly, but majority of people tend to misunderstand it or to disregard it. Let's talk about content creators and social media influencers and who are they? What is their role in a given society? And what is it that they matter the most? And all their actions are responsible at all times. My interest to deal with this particular topic is emanated from a recent video that circulated claiming that Home Affairs had issued an invitation for Zimbabweans to come and apply for asylum papers, which is documenting them. And it turned out that this was all a lie. And to make the matters worse is the follow-up video that was made by the individual, the content creator of that particular media. The follow-up video on that particular day when it was confirmed that it was a lie was not even apologetic or was not a retraction of what he had said before, but instead it was a continuation, or as if the site manager who addressed the public had come to him to say this is that. Now, he totally ignored, I would say intentionally ignored, the false claim that he has made before and the impact of it. Let's start from the so on that particular mention day, the Zimbabweans went on to gather at Home Affairs Epping, only to be addressed by the site manager, who actually said to them there was no such plan and there was never such an invitation to say people were going to be issued asylums. And at the moment they didn't even have a system in place to be able to accommodate Zimbabweans when it comes to asylum papers or documentation. So she said she was waiting for a directive from the head office, which is Pretoria, so that they will be given a go-ahead and a system that will allow them to profile Zimbabweans under the asylum permit. So many people were turned back. Some lost income on that particular day. Some used the money that they didn't have. I remember a lady said she used Uber to come back in the morning. Some slept there. And then she had to go back with the train because she didn't have the money, but she had to sacrifice to come there because she expected to be documented on an asylum paper. So this is a lost income. People slept on the cold. It's winter in Cape Town. And some people left kids unattended. Some people lost money, that the last money that they had in anticipation of that. These are the ripple effects of such a thing, which is very wrong. And not even an apology afterwards to say, sorry for the misinformation. So anyway, let's talk about the dissemination of false information. There are two categories when it comes to social media or social media so-called media information dissemination. There is what we call disinformation, which is the intentional dissemination of false information. The intentional dissemination of false information for selfish reasons, which might range from for views, for engagement, and for earning money basically on social media. And there is what we call misinformation. Misinformation is the unintentional dissemination of information due to lack of verification. An individual would have failed to verify the information before they can disseminate it for people to consume. But now, the results and the repercussions are the same. People will be misled. And in some cases, people might even die. I'm going to pick up on a few disinformation and misinformation case studies that have happened and what was the result. Let's start with between the period of 2015 to 2026, there has been a spate of xenophobic attacks in South Africa, and some of the information that has been shared on social media within different circles, especially within the locals, within South Africans, was unfound and intentional disinformation. Some of claims like foreigners were planning to attack locals and foreigners were receiving free government houses. That led to tension and chaos, and in some cases, even people being attacked or people losing their loved ones. And some were displaced. Yet this was disinformation. Another case that relates to Ethiopia. During the days or the period of the ethnic tensions in Ethiopia, there was so much information, disinformation that circulated on social media. Fabricated photos of fake massacres, edited videos, and false accusations that were circulated on social media. This resulted in revenge attacks, destruction of villages, death in some cases, and displacement of thousands of people, because people were retaliating on a claim that never even existed. Another case study is from Ghana, the fake investment scheme. There was a time when many Ghanaians, social media content creators, influencers, promoted fake cryptocurrency and forex schemes as a lucrative business. And many, remember I told you, or let me put it this way, the relationship between a content creator and the viewers or followers is based on trust. So trust is the currency that allows the relationship to exist. So now, if your content creator whom you believe in so much, you trust so much, tells you that this such investment is can earn you millions, so people invested blindly. They never verified it because they trust in the content creator who is posting it. And some lost their retirement savings, some lost business capital, some lost school fees for their kids in pursuit of an unfound treasure. So these are some of the snippets of case studies of where people were disinformed and misinformed to an extent that it costed them a fortune, or it costed them a livelihood, or it costed them their lives and other people's, innocent people's lives. So it is a responsibility of every content creator to be responsible, to be a reliable informer, a trustworthy disseminator of information. It is a responsibility. Imagine if you are an influencer, let's say you have got 100 followers. These 100 followers have got their followers or the circles that they influence. We are talking of their families, we are talking of their friends, we are talking their colleagues, and all the people who are connected to them. So each might end up being connected to a network of probably thousands of people. Because if you look at majority of people disseminate this information through their personal numbers, and it's a given that in every phone an individual has got more than 1,000 contacts. So these all people will be shared this information. And remember, if it's coming from a source of an established relationship, they don't see the need to verify it. So in other words, they will blindly accept or take it as honest and verified information and act upon it. So it's going to influence their decision, their professional decisions. It's going to influence their family well-being. It's going to influence their conduct at work. It's going to influence their opinions in public spaces and spaces of policy building. It's going to influence their conduct in everything that they do, which might be very dangerous, because if it is disinformation, that means they are making decisions on unfound facts. You are destroying a life. So it is a responsibility to be a content creator or a social media influencer. It's not just about the money. I think the bigger role of being a content influencer is to build a community, to understand that you are responsible of decisions, you are responsible of actions, you are responsible of opinions, you are responsible of processes, because many are going to use your information or to base their decisions, to base their conduct, to base their actions based on the information that you have disseminated, because they believe you are trustworthy, because they followed you on the basis that they believe you are trustworthy. So trust, and remember, they say trust is not bought, but is earned. Imagine earning trust for the past 10 or 5 months or 10 months or 10 years of building a community of followers, only to destroy it once. Because this trust is not only guarded by the individuals who follow you, but it is guarded by community policies, community guidelines. In every social media platform has got community guidelines that outline the expected behavior of an individual or a content creator to be able to be allowed to continuously post or use the platform. And my piece of wisdom at the moment is, if you're a content creator, familiarize yourself with the community guidelines, and also familiarize yourself with the ethics of journalism, of basic journalism, so that you'll be able to understand what it means to be an influencer, what it means to influence a given community, and what are the consequences and what are the benefits of doing it right. So it is very important for us to act responsibly and be able to verify our information before we disseminate. Verify it thoroughly. Kids might be misled into doing things that are wrong because they've seen a piece of information, disinformation that we have shared. So it is important for us as content creators and social media influencers to be able to act responsibly, because every action is not only about us or our families, it is about the community that we come from. Our responsibility is more of building a community and nurturing a generation, nurturing a society. Yes, money comes as a complement, but I think it is important for us to respect the trust that has been awarded to us by a given community. And how do we do that? We make sure that we act responsibly in every information that we disseminate. We verify, we make sure that we, in any case we've made a mistake of misinforming, then we are able to go back and create another content publicly that is meant to address the misinformation that has been circulated unintentionally. But the moment you begin not to retract the statement or to be apologetic about it, to readdress the misinformation, it turns out to be an disinformation. So disinformation is intentional, misinformation is unintentional, but still they all have a negative impact on a given society. So it is important for us as content creators to act responsibly in whatever we do and make sure that we build communities. The greater responsibility that we have as content creators is to build a community. Money comes as a complement, and money comes on the basis that people trust us, and the platform trusted us to be able to allow us to share our knowledge, to share our wisdom with the public. And the people who are following us have trusted us with a lot of things in their lives. They've trusted us with time. Time is very expensive. They've trusted us with time to listen to what we are saying in pursuit of learning some wisdom from it, being imparted with knowledge that is more important to solving problems in day-to-day lives, being able to be held, to be healed from some circumstances that they are going through. In this particular case, it was a life-changing moment, promise that was disinformed to people, documentation which is much needed, especially at this particular time where there is immigration issues that are burning in South Africa, and they are currently being addressed. So it is expensive to capitalize on other people's misfortunes. It is wrong. So I think like I always say, every engagement, every encounter, every experience in life is a learning curve, or it is a class of wisdom. I think and believe people who have been disinforming and misinforming are going to take this as a class of wisdom. This video or media is not, I didn't do it to spite at somebody or to attack on somebody, but I'm just trying to give us heads up as to, do we really understand the responsibility that is given to us by communities, the responsibility that is given to us by media platforms that give us their space to share the wisdom that we have in regards to a particular topic. If you are a content creator or an influencer, you are a visual community leader. Many people trust you with their decisions. Many people trust you with their time. Many people trust you with their judgment. They take your opinion as a piece of wisdom, and that should be the case. And remember, the relationship that exists between you and the community is based on trust. So in other words, trust is the currency that allows the relationship to exist. Trust is the currency that allows your relationship with followers to exist. Trust is the currency that allows the relationship between you and a platform, given platform, to exist. Once it's broken, it nullifies the relationship. And I'm just going to share some of the common mistakes that are usually made by content creators and people who disseminate information and social media influencers. Some of the common mistakes that have destroyed life include posting without verification. I've spoke about it. You need to involve yourself in a lot of research, verify before you can share any piece of information. Some have got a tendency of sharing emotionally charged content for they understand that it is the most sensitive thing to say. Hence, it allows them to capitalize on the vulnerable, which is wrong, because it goes against the community guidelines and it goes against our moral values as a community. In any given society, the moral value tells you that you shouldn't be capitalizing on people's misery. Using misleading headlines. Some people have got a tendency of using misleading guidelines just to attract the views. That's quite wrong. That's quite wrong. It's actually deceptive. As much as you might get away with it, but remember, the currency is trust. You will lose it one day. Trust is not bought or is not received. Trust is earned. So you need to consistently pursue trust. Editing videos and removing important context of a given incident. These are some of the common mistakes that people make. And the one that I spoke to, the other mistake is failing to address a misinformation or disinformation once it has been published. Failure to address it will definitely send a message to say, I intentionally wanted to do it. Be remorseful, be apologetic about misinformation, because the repercussions are life-changing. The repercussions can destroy lives and take lives. Confusing personal opinion to facts is another mistake, whereby people invest their emotions, their personal emotions, which might be misguided or misinformed, and take it to be facts, which is quite wrong and misleading. And the last one that I see is monetizing or of sensational or divisional content. Like I said, as a content creator, your role is to build a community. Your role is to inform and nurture a given community, not to divide, not to destroy. So whatever you do, pursue building. So just to end the video, I'm going to share the best practice. Verify your information before you send and make sure you do thorough research. Secondly, transparently correct a mistake when you have done it in terms of misinformation. You have misinformed a community. Be the first one to go up front and correct the mistake and apologize, so that some people might have not yet acted upon that action, that information. Then they will be able to stop. And those who might have acted, they might have not gone deeper by that time. Cite evidence rather than rumors. So it is important to cite evidence in whatever article or whatever information that you disseminate rather than rumors. And it should be a common, or it should be a natural purpose to inform, to educate, and to nurture, to build communities with your content. Help the communities solve their problems to become better people, to become better societies. Encourage respectful dialogue rather than hostility. It is very important to encourage dialogue, constructive criticism rather than hostility among its communities. So be there to build. So today's class of wisdom was, we need to be able to be responsible in disseminating information. Let's be responsible and understand that the relationship between us and the community that we save as content creators and social media influencers is based on trust. And trust is earned. You can't buy it. So trust is earned. So in whatever we do as social media content creators and social media influencers, let's pursue building, let's pursue nurturing, let's pursue the dissemination or the sharing of wisdom to make our communities a better place for all. Signing out. Thank you. See you in the next class of wisdom.